This broadcast package on Clare FM is funded by the Local Democracy Reporting Scheme.
I don't think it's very nuanced at all. I'm totally and utterly against it. You're talking wind turbines that are up to 180 feet metres, that's over 600 foot tall, which will stand out on the horizon from all around the county. And it's just totally unacceptable as far as I'm concerned.
Would it be to do with property value and the visual amenity, the typical reasons you might expect?
I think they're probably all typical reasons you might expect, because I think that's the problem, one of the problems with wind energy, which I'm not totally against, but I think there's little consideration of things like biodiversity, the visual impact of them particularly, I think, a whole range of other issues. And I think one of my biggest concerns is actually the poor quality of the environmental impact assessment reports that are put in with these things.
What's the next step for you now? Is it about keeping on to local representatives and making sure that these concerns are represented consistently?
I think probably our next major step is to get our own submission in to Coimisiún Pleanála, because the deadline is coming up very fast. I think at the same time, yes, we'll do what we can to keep local representatives informed and engaged in what's going on and what we're doing. And I think that's where we've got to move forward next. And then we have to sit back, I'm afraid, because that's the nature of these things, and wait probably almost a year before we know what's going to happen next.
Tricia Connis, would your views be similar?
My views would be similar. We've spent a long time as a group going through lots and lots of documentation. I have some real key issues that I'm concerned about, and really it's the gaps. So the applicant hasn't looked at the health issues, and particularly when we look at some of the more emerging research about health issues and the impact that's going to have on children's development. We also are worried about the amount that is happening, and the amount that is happening very, very quickly across Clare. And if you look across Clare and you look from Mount Callan and Doombeg, where the turbines some years ago were at 90 metres, we're now looking at 185 metres high.
Not only are we seeing more and more turbines, but we're seeing the size grow as well.
Absolutely, and they're not windmills, and we all get a little bit jittery when somebody says windmills. They're not lovely little pretty windmills that children have on the beach. These are industrial sized turbines, and they're not wind farms. They're industrial power plants that are being put on some of the highest areas in the county and can be seen throughout the county. So wherever you stand, wherever you are, these are what absolutely dominates West Clare. And even when you're in North Clare, you can see them. So all our tourists, all our visitors, what they're going to be seeing isn't our beautiful countryside and all the things that we want people to be looking at in Clare. What they're actually seeing are these giant industrial structures on our skyline.
Moving to yourself, Yvonne Conway, another resident of the area. Whenever we hear residents come out in opposition to a development like this, there can be accusations of NIMBYism, or maybe a suggestion that people just don't want the energy in their own area. But of course the people in power will say we need wind energy, we are reliant on wind energy and will become more reliant. What would you say to that?
I don't think it's NIMBYism, as I say. Yes, certainly it has huge impact on the people that are close to it. You have houses very near, less than, I'd say, 800 metres from them, giant turbines. You have shadow flicker and you have noise. That's really difficult for those people who are living so close to it. And then I also feel that these kind of developments are not, there's no democracy in them. They're bypassing the county councils, they're going straight to Coimisiún Pleanála. Their engagement is not good enough. So I just feel that democracy, this is like what's happening in a lot of countries, I think, in the world. It's been taken away from local people, and it's big decisions are made for the big companies, and the people that are in power, I suppose, and the money side of it. That's my opinion about it.
We heard some contributions from local representatives here today, including a more lengthy one from Councillor Rita McInerney. Were you happy with the comments that were made, and did you feel that your concerns were well represented?
Absolutely. Rita has been very supportive. She lives in West Clare, she sees the impact, and she knows what this means in an area really that there has been a huge population fallback in recent times. We don't want West Clare to become just devoid of people and families and just be a wind farm. Again, it's not really farm, but just become overrun with these. As a ring of steel actually is what's going to happen if all those who get those proposals get their permission. It will be a ring of steel in West Clare. Who wants to live within a ring of steel?
This broadcast package on Clare FM is funded by the Local Democracy Reporting Scheme.